Hey guys, it's Rachel from The Little Green Lamb, and today I have a series review on the Bridget Jones book series. Now, I'm pretty sure the fourth book is the last book in the series, but there could be a book come out, but up to the fourth book at least, if you're watching this far, far, far in the future, so you know. So basically, I read all four books in January, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm going to discuss in a roundabout way. So I'm trying not to spoil the later books, but if I do have spoilers come up, I will definitely give you forewarning so you can mute the volume. I'm going to be looking at, I kind of feel the same way about all the plots in the books, so I'm going to be talking about that grouped up, characters grouped up, covers I'm going to talk about individually because these are not a series set. Some of them have different covers than the other. Only two of them have similar kind of covers. And then I'm going to just talk about my overall and suspense, kind of mixed up together, if that makes sense. And I'm only going to give you really the description of the first book. So if I do feel like I'm getting into more spoiler territory towards the second, third, and fourth, then I'll definitely give you warning about that. So the Bridget Jones series comprises of Bridget Jones' Diary, Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason. All these books, gotta sort them about. Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, and Bridget Jones's Baby. And all these books are by Helen Fielding, and yeah, I'm gonna get into my review. So this book was actually a reread for me. I had read it 7 years ago, so it'd been a long time, and I read it also when I was 15, so I feel like I didn't connect with it as much as I would now being 22, even though I'm not the same age as Bridget, but I feel like I was more naive back then and didn't know a lot about, the world. So I feel like I could definitely relate to this book a bit more and at least understand it better, if not even relate, because I don't relate too much because I'm at a way different stage in my life, but I found it easier to understand, if that makes sense. So basically, Bridget Jones is basically about a girl named Bridget who is in her early 30s, and she is just she's a singleton, and that kind of revolves around the book, and that's the title. So basically, she is always on the quest for love. Like, she feels like she should be getting her life together, but like stuff just doesn't seem to work out for her. Like, she feels like she should be on this really good career path and she should be married and having kids because that's what people expect, but she's a singleton, and it kind of is people looking at her as a singleton and being like, treating her differently a bit, and a lot of things where it comes to love and relationships that she just wishes that she had her life together, but it's not, and it's very funny, and there's a lot of comedy mixed in these books, and Bridget is definitely a character who is kind of like, I'm going to do this, and then falls on the bandwagon. Like, she's very relatable in that sense when she tries to like do all these self-improvements like so fast, and then she falls off, and it's like, that's so relatable. The second book follows like more about her life and continues on from the first book. That's a fourth book. The third book actually takes place after the second book, a few years down the line. And the fourth book actually takes place in between the second and third books, so between The Edge of Reason and Mad About the Boy, but I did read it after the first three books, so I read it in that order, but it wouldn't spoil anything if you did read it in between Mad About the Boy and The Edge of Reason. So you can either read it as the third book or the fourth book in the series. So for plot, I give the Bridget Jones series a 3 out of 5. Now, I really enjoyed these books, and I think a 3 out of 5 for these books is fair. Like, I feel like they're really good books to kind of have, like, I was reading these, like, compulsively back to back, and I was really entertained and enthralled. Like, some of them, like, it was kind of hovering between a 3 and a 3.5, but I think I'm just going to stick with a 3. They're just really good chick lit books. I think Bridget Jones is a really good character, but I'm going to get into that in a bit. But I really like the plot progression. The first book was the slowest, I'd say. The second book, once I knew the characters and, all the situations, the second book was really, really funny. The third book had its tragic moments, but a lot of people hate on the third book, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the strongest in the series. And the fourth book I wasn't a big fan of, probably because I knew the outcome of that because I did read it fourth, so maybe I would suggest reading it third if possible. Because I didn't enjoy it as much. It's probably my least favorite of the series, just probably because of when I read it, because I assumed I read it after the fourth book, because it was the fourth, like, it's called the fourth book in the series. I'm pretty sure on Goodreads. Characters, I give a 3.5 out of 5. I really love the character Bridget. I just find she's a really funny character. Sometimes she's a bit unnerving because you're like, why are you doing that? But she's so human and so unabashedly human. Like, not everything's going to work out for her. She's one of those characters that you want stuff to work out, but stuff doesn't always work out, and she's very normal, where I find sometimes in books, like, stuff will work out at the end and be, like, perfect. But she is a very, very normal character, which I really enjoy that I was going to say normalicity, but that's not even a word. But you know. And then I really love the side characters. I love Mark Darcy. He's, like, I just love how he kind of compliments Bridget. I love, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. What is his name? Oh my gosh. What is his name? Daniel. That's what it is. I really like Daniel's character. He's funny. He gets really, like, you see his progression throughout the series as well, which I really enjoy. I loved his character growth. Her friends are just hilarious. Her friends, you see, like, kind of the progression of their lives, which I like as well, because you see them go through different stages as well. So yeah, really enjoyed the characters. Cover, I'm going to judge the covers that look alike on the same kind of scale. So these two covers, I give a 2.5 out of 5. I like this one better, but this one's okay. I think this one in paperback would be similar to this one. But I feel like these are one of the best covers for the series. I just feel like it's like, it doesn't look like it's accurate, like it's pages. But this book cover, I don't really like for the series, so I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. I like it in general, but just not for Bridget Jones. They should have had something to do with a diary. But I loved how they have, like, the Hedda Gabler by Henrik Ibsen. And then they have stuff like Starbucks, glasses, like certain things around the novel that you see and you're like, oh, like, I really love those little personal touches, but for a Bridget Jones book, you need to have some paper in there. Not just the paper of the book. And this cover is I'd actually give it a 3. I have to say, because it says Bridget Jones' Baby, the diaries, but I just really like the blue with the pink and red letters going in and out. The embossed baby part, because it kind of like pops out. And just the silhouette. I really love silhouettes. This one doesn't really match the whole white page aesthetic, but I'm going to actually give it to that cover because I think that cover's really pretty. And it's not like, yeah, my logic there is kind of flawed, but I feel like that one fits the series, like, it's because it's kind of a novella-ish type book, so it doesn't really need to fit the series, so that's kind of going to be my excuse for kind of contradicting myself there. And Suspense and Overall, I'm going to give Suspense and Overall a 4.5 out of 5, because I wanted to keep reading these even when I'd stopped reading for the day. Like, I read these so fast because I couldn't stop, and I actually had a few days off work because of, I had a funeral to attend, so these books were kind of, like, nice to read where it was, like, a kind of a sadder time to read something this light, and I was curled up on the couch, like I bring my new blanket out on the couch, and I was just laying with my dog, and it was just really nice having a hot chocolate. Like, it was some great afternoons. And yes, that is my book review on the Bridget Jones series. I definitely recommend these ones. They're just like nice, light, funny books that if you're in the mood for something, you've been reading a lot of thrillers or fantasies, and you want to pick up something that is going to bring a smile to your face, remind you of normal day life, and have that kind of really good character growth, I definitely recommend this series. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.